into like you're making melodies and like bass lines with more rhythmically because you're tapping it like it's a drum.
Yeah.
And I think it makes cool shit happen. I'm into it.
That's cool, bro. That's cool.
I doubt I'll do anything with it, but it's just I think it's good for your brain.
We never know.
Music and stuff.
You never know, man. You know.
I could definitely crank out like synth, generic synth wave. Like you hear like people play it like as a bed on their stream or something. I could do that shit 24/7 just for big background noise for whatever. But I'm sure there's a way I could run it USB through my streaming shit so it would come through on your side. But I'm not sure.
Okay.
That's something I haven't got into yet.
All right.
But it's a possibility.
I like it.
Get some musical accompanist.
Yo. Oh man, like I call this one our Cinco de Mayo show. Did you celebrate
Cinco de Porto? Yeah, we got a lot to celebrate.
Oh man.
I love the way the whole country, every poll you see, it's like 95% approval. Like, yeah.
Even though they try to make it sound like everybody's like unhappy, but like the approval rating is just through the roof, you know. Like,
I mean, you're people too.
Yeah, no, I know.
Yeah, I like it.
Everybody does, man. Except for like the crazy blue hairs or whatever, you know. Like,
yeah, dumb white bitches.
Bro, it used to be like, when you color your hair, dude, you weren't like, you're actually doing something cool. And it's like now, like, it's not even cool looking the way they do it. They just have it all, they call it coolie colored. You know?
They just want you to know that they're totally into some faggot shit.
Oh,
they really support it. It's very important to like a boomer white woman to let you know she's super down with some queer shit.
I don't even know it's about that, but you always.
I'm telling you what it is. These are my people,
bro. You can always tell too, man. Like they're into some nasty kid shit, dude. Or support it somehow. Remember, dude. Yeah. Remember
they're at least halfway cool with it.
Yeah. Well, you remember how close we got to like. Them putting the pedophiles in their grouping, like they're about to get a letter in there with the alphabet.
It was always
shit.
there. The silent P.
Yeah, you get too close, bro. During.
What do you think the plus was?
No, I know. I know it was unsaid, but it was almost like out in the open, bro. And it's just like people push back on that like hard.
They're still trying to pass legislation that downgrades the criminal offense of sex trafficking minors.
Yeah,
in California.
No, I know, dude.
They're down. They are fucking down with that shit.
It is crazy the stuff that they go into jail and they come right out, bro. It's unreal how this goes down, dude. You like, bro, like if you could get a DUI and literally like ruin your life. But like if you're a freaking pedophile shit, like you go in and get right out, like in some parts of the country, dude. A lot of them actually, man, which is ridiculous. It tells you what the hell's going on.
Yeah, it's fucking wild, man.
Speaking of which, man, the P Diddy, stuff.
But you love you some P Diddy. This is the only time I think about this is when you start talking about it. I don't get it, man. You need to let it go.
Nah, dude.
Is this a troll at this point?
Yeah, it is.
Because I don't know anything about it. The whole thing sounds real greasy and fucking gross to me.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Well, literally greasy with all the baby.
Yeah, no. I was choosing my words very specifically.
Dude, I can't. I don't know, man. The only thing I'm looking forward to on any of that, bro, is just to hear like what names are involved. Because there's gonna be some names coming down on that stuff. They need to go down, bro. I mean, dude, I was my old lady.
They can put out names, but you fucking know already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. Have you seen the pictures of Justin Bieber lately, dude? Like, he looks like.
Yeah, it's all the butt fucking and the vaccines and shit, dude.
Bro, he went from like looking like Justin Bieber to looking like Chris Smith, remember? Remember back in the day, bro?
That dude's fucking dead, I think.
No way, dude.
Mm-hmm.
No way. I saw him posting shit on them Facebook the other day.
I thought I died from some liver shit.
What? Well, that would
That's
make
what I thought, man.
that would make sense because I don't know, working in a bar, but I think he's still around, bro.
Yeah, he didn't exactly look healthy either.
No. Yeah.
I mean, not like me. I'm the picture of health.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I haven't seen you forever, but I take your word for it, bro. You've been working out forever, right?
God, I'm looking right,
bro. You are, dude, and I'm freaking tubby as fuck now, dude.
Right, you're dad and shit. That's if I'm gonna like not be a childless whatever, I should at least look good.
Oh man, dude. Speaking of deportos, bro, like, yeah, I heard that. But I don't know. I keep on hearing this talking point where they say that they're sending, that they do more deportations during Biden than they were before.
They were counting that. See, what came out about that is they were counting the number of people that they put through some sort of process. But the process was like, all right, you're in this country now. Here's a hotel you can stay at.
Okay.
They were calling that. They made rolled those numbers into what they were calling deportations. But they were just putting them in the system.
Ah.
You see what I'm saying? They weren't actually like putting them in a bus and taking them back. That was all that shit where they were just like, the government was renting out like 5-star hotels and shit in like the middle of Manhattan.
Yeah.
Yeah, those people were counted as deported aliens or whatever because they were in some phase of the process of being deported.
Yeah.
But they were never gonna get deported.
Huh.
So yeah, it was squirrel numbers.
I don't know, man. I keep on, like I said, they keep on using it as a talking point. It's the technicalities, man, are so weak when it comes to that kind of stuff,
Well, this is one of those things, like, the more the news talks about, the more I like it, because most people are fucking super down with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the more it gets out, like, oh, cool. Because every time they interview someone on the street, like, yeah, I think it's great. Like, we don't have the money for the shit.
Yeah, right. Yep.
They're just trying to create, like, a permanent underclass.
Yeah.
There's no, these people's best intentions aren't on their minds. This is like some just savage political move.
Well,
not like a humanitarian.
A perfect, a permanent underclass for, like, for voting, to capture votes too.
Yeah, it's like a vote plantation. Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Because they're not expecting these people to. They can't even fucking read their own language.
Yeah.
Much less come in here and do any kind of like productive job other than very, very unskilled labor. But anything we have to communicate in a workplace, probably not.
Right.
Like, they were never going to fold them into the economy like that. So they would have this vote farm that they could buy, and then also rich cocksuckers get the whole, like, all right, well, we have basically slave labor for the foreseeable future.
Well, like, the vote farm and your cheap labor all at once.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Both sides win.
Yeah.
Except for tax-paying citizens, we get fucked in that deal.
Right. They brought back the Star Wars over here on Fortnite, man. So I'm rocking a freaking what do you call those white guys?
Stormtrooper.
Yeah, it's like a samurai one version though.
As if Star Wars needed to get more gay. Let's put it into Fortnite.
I bet you still have your Lando Calrissian over there somewhere, man. That was a cool skin.
The skin?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I deleted the shit. It lives in some dark part of the cloud or some shit.
Oh, hold on, man. Here. My kid's crying over here. Man, it sucks, bro. This whole strip thing that's going on with them.
The bummer, man.
Yeah. Whoa. Got a TIE fighter coming at me.
Yeah, I've gone like full Star Trek. Like I don't want anything to do with Star Wars anymore.
All right, bro.
I've shifted my allegiance completely.
Give me a second, bro. I gotta check on my kid, man. All right.
Yeah.
Alright, man, he was having some kind of Minecraft nightmare. You there, bro?
Are you watching the Penguin show?
Yeah, I watched it already. It was great.
Yeah. I'm like probably halfway through it. It's good shit.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's surprisingly good. I think that that dude who directed that movie is about to, like, he's really sickly right now, bro.
What dude?
Whatever, Matt Reeves.
I don't know who that is.
He's the guy who directed it.
The Penguin?
Mm-hmm.
There's some chick director at the end of every episode.
Oh no, no, no. Matt Reeves is the guy who actually, I guess, is his universe it's tied to.
Maybe he's the showrunner or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the episode I just watched was directed by some, or the last, I guess I'm 5 episodes in. They've all been directed by some woman.
All right, bro. Give me 1 second, huh? Sorry. Alright, bro. Oof.
Do what now?
Yeah, I'm back. Oh my goodness. That kid was having some kind of nightmare because of the medication.
Mm.
I placed 7th. How? I was gone the whole time. Alright. I'll take it.
The whole PlayStation's just a golf simulator at this point.
It's a golf simulator.
That's pretty much all I play anymore.
Man, dude, so what do you think, I mean, how long do you think it's gonna take for this whole freaking trade deal to be working out, man? It's been kind of crazy lately.
I don't think it's been that crazy.
I don't know, man.
How's it really affected you?
I mean, everything's still really expensive, you know? I mean,
But that's not, shit was already expensive.
yeah,
It didn't get more expensive, is what I'm saying.
right.
It's just the stress talking, man.
Yeah.
It's a wave. You're young, you're not about to retire or anything. I am kind of into the boomers getting pinched right at the end, though.
Yeah.
These motherfuckers been skating through life.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I wish he could bring down, you know, get this economy going real quick. But I know he's dealing with a freaking war with it.
Bro, it's May of his first term.
Yeah.
It's like, people don't fall into this thing like this isn't happening immediately. If it's still shitty, like, it's gonna take like a year to iron this shit out.
Yeah.
That's just how it is. We're not gonna have World War III. That should make you happy. That's like the first thing he had to take care of.
Yeah.
That's a little bit bigger of a deal than like you go to fucking Dollar General and some shitty toy cost you $5 instead of $2.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Do you think that Zelensky's gonna get liberated?
No idea. I don't really have much of an opinion on that stuff.
Gaddafi'd?
It's all fake and gay. I don't believe anything I see about it. Because every thing that's presented as a fact I've seen online has another fact that says the exact opposite.
Yeah.
You know. So I've tapped out on this one. As long as we're not going to start lobbing nukes around and shit and getting a bunch of people killed, I don't really care. Yeah.
Right. I mean, they seem to respect him, man. Except for Zelensky, he's a disrespectful piece of garbage, dude. Allegedly.
Yeah, fucking Trump's in there swinging like all the dick that the leader of the free world gives you.
Yeah.
What's the point of having that office if you're not gonna use your influence? You know what I mean?
Right.
He's doing a good thing. His rhetoric's in the right place. Like I say, give it a year. It's gonna be all right. And if it's not all right, it wasn't gonna be all right much longer anyway. So at least there's steps being made to kind of transition our economy a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of buff everything up.
Plug 1, plug 2. Plug 2. Plug 3 is 4. Busted them blaster caps, bro. Well, at least I still got my hand solo, bro.
Whatever you say, bro.
I don't know, man. I still want the Jedi loot. Yeah, dude. This current iteration of Star Wars was so bad that even the remake, the brand new movies did good when they re-released it. That's pretty crazy, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I like, you know, my memory of Star Wars, but yeah, anything Star Wars is doing right now is fucking stupid.
Yeah. I mean, did you like Jar Jar?
No, not really. But there's good stuff in that trilogy.
Yeah.
Because Palpatine is like the best movie villain I've ever seen, probably.
Yeah, he's one of the he's one of the unlockables in this season.
Yeah.
Going to be Palpatine.
Yeah. I guess I should re-download it.
Yeah, bro. Palpatine.
Fuck no, dude.
I know, dude. I got that, and I got some Ash Williams coming out finally.
Yeah, I'm ready to play a new game, but there's nothing I really want to play right now.
Yeah. I was looking into some of the specs of that Switch, bro. Like, supposedly if you get a Switch, you'd be able to, you know, I mean, for us it'd make more sense. For you, probably not. But you'll be able to screen share, and I don't know how much that involves. Like, maybe like it be not screen share, but share games.
Yeah, I've seen the thing, but I'm not gonna buy one.
Yeah.
No, it's don't charge $500 for the fucking Switch. That's stupid.
Yeah.
And the games are super expensive.
Yeah, like $80, bro.
It's like I already have an expensive console.
Yeah, that's true.
That's more powerful, and the games are expensive over here too. So why would I put that on myself?
They want some of that.
I kind of want to play the new Mario Kart, but other than that,
yeah, Mario Kart World.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's just like any other Mario Kart.
Yeah.
I mean, I doubt it's gonna, they, you know, reinvented the wheel or any shit.
Nah. They're always fun though, you know. I mean, you know how it goes, Mario Kart.
Yeah, I'm about to, once I get comfortable with that group box thing, that's gonna be most of my time probably.
Right on.
It's like I'm obsessed with it right now, so I gotta channel that.
Being able to make your own beats, dude, there's freedom in that, you know?
Yeah, and I think I can sample, because it's a sampler, right? Is basically how it works.
Yeah.
But I think I can, like go, because I've got that amp profiler that has like, you know, hundreds of amps.
Yeah.
And it's made to go send a digital signal that sounds like a mic'd up like guitar thing. And it's not as good as the real thing, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think I can play guitar tracks through like the kick-ass amp modeler and sample off of that. So like kind of like how you'd make a industrial metal kind of heavy stuff.
Some craft work or something.
Yeah, like 90s Ministry.
Okay.
Like kind of heavy, chunky riffs, but it's not like you're not sitting there recording an entire track on guitar. It's like you take your riff would be like a chop, and you can insert that riff on a grid kind of.
Yeah.
Then you can kind of swing it around and get a lag and run all kinds of effects to and from.
Yeah.
And You can like, I can sample off a turntable. I guess any kind of digital audio I can send into that thing. I can sample, so movies, whatever. That sounds like fun to me.
Yeah. You see any flicks other than the Penguin show?
Gemstone just ended.
What's that?
Like the Danny McBride with her televangelists.
Nope. Don't know about that one. No, man, that's new one to me.
Did you like Eastbound and Down? If you didn't think that was funny, don't bother.
Okay. Oh, it's the same kind of shit or what?
It's the exact same people. It's super funny to me. But
Okay.
if you don't like it, I would waste your time. If you thought that was funny,
it's got McBride in it. You mean?
Yeah, McBride's in it.
Okay.
That crazy broad from Substitute Teachers.
I think I was like about two seasons. 2 seasons with
Vice
the
Principals.
East Down. Okay.
They did Vice Principals after that. That's really funny too. But it's got that Walton. You know who Walton Goggins is?
No.
He's got the big ass teeth. He was in Hateful Eight. He's like the lawman they pick up on the way.
No, don't remember that guy. But like as far as the East Down, I went about 2 seasons before I started losing. I don't know if that was everybody. I know it was me for sure.
No, I was super down. I thought it was funny the whole way through.
Yeah.
Maybe it's white people humor. I don't know. But it's the redneck shit that's funny to me.
Yeah, it was funny. Like I said, like 2 in, I was good. After that, I just kind of like, I lost it. But, is it HBO too? The show, is it on HBO? Or?
Yeah, I said,
Oh, okay. Man, bro, I know you don't keep up with it anymore, but the old WWE did it, so it's a yearly round of layoffs. Like right after WrestleMania, they always end up like canning a bunch of people, so it's been pretty entertaining. Made for an interesting weekend, They try to do it right before the weekend goes out, just to kind of keep people like, so it loses traction on the news cycle by Monday, But it was weird, bro, man. They let out a lot of people that you thought were like gonna be really good and stuff, and just like boom. But now that part, they're merged with the UFC now, right? Yeah, so like I think now that they get the UFC money going, dude, it's like the big wigs are just like, well, if they're not like getting anywhere, they're done,
Yeah, I'm not real familiar with the roster.
Yeah,
at this point.
Me either, bro. There's tons of them though.
I tried to watch it. It's just it's not my thing.
Yeah.
Like comedy skits and stuff. There's decades of good sitcom comedy if I want to watch it. The writing's way better.
I hear you. So, what golf game was it again? EA or something?
EA. What's it called? PGA Tour.
Okay.
I mean, I found it on the PlayStation shop for like $7.
Damn. Good deal.
So I mean, I never looked at Nintendo. I mean, it's an EA. You have to get an EA account to play it online. So if you have an EA account, I'm pretty sure it's cross-platform, or it should be. But Nintendo, one of the reasons I won't buy Nintendo anymore.
Yeah.
Unless it's just insanely cheap, and like, why wouldn't I buy it?
Yeah, true.
It's for shit, you know. Their inability to make a cross-platform game is another reason, like, fuck them. They've got no goodwill with me right now.
Yeah.
The online's been complete dog shit for the entire time I've had that thing.
Damn.
Don't you think? I mean, you get on like a real console and like the interface for that. It's so easy to start a game.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can have voice chats when you're not even in the same game.
You know what? That's true. And I mean, obviously they're gonna add it this time, but you know, for the price you're paying, like, dude, if they would have just stayed, like, I think if they would just maybe went up 100 more, 150 more, just something reasonable, and then give you all this shit, you would have another like all-time bestseller. But I guess they had to try to get that big console money, bro. You know.
If it was $350, I would buy it without thinking about it.
Right.
But $450, like, I got my PlayStation 5 for less money than that.
Yeah.
So
how long?
That's fucking dumb.
How long do you think a PlayStation 5 is lasting?
I have no idea.
Like, how long you had yours?
I don't even think I've had it a year.
Okay.
If so, barely.
I don't hear anybody like having a problem with their PS5s. Like, you know.
I've had zero problems, and I was coming from Nintendo, like Switch only.
Yeah.
But it was like a fucking, like I got in a time machine or something.
Right.
Switch is so goofball about everything.
Right.
We're playing Fortnite.
Yeah, I was playing I got into a lightsaber battle. Got took. Bro, remember that one Star Wars game that
the
we
lightsabers peak?
Yeah, remember the lightsaber game that we used to play back in the day?
Yeah, Jedi Academy.
That was fun.
Yeah, it was good.
I wish there was, and then they had that one where the stormtroopers were having battles and stuff. Remember that one?
Man, I used to, yeah, they'd be in a ring fighting. Like, yeah. I used to just go in the multiplayer and, like, pick a fight with the dude with the lightsaber every now and then, just do that shit for hours.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
It was fun.
Yeah. It's probably my favorite Star Wars game.
Yeah.
I think it was called Jedi Academy.
Yeah, no, it was Jedi Academy. You're right. I don't know.
I got real good with the Darth Maul, like, double lightsaber.
Nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, I think I was always trying to be Luke Skywalker with the black, you know.
And it was a real, like, social lobby too, so you get to be talking to a group of people. I mean, I usually end up muting it, but it was never, like, painful.
Yeah.
People were, like, pretty halfway decent.
Yeah. And then what was the other one you used to play with the stormtroopers? You remember that one?
Probably Battlefront.
Oh, dude, that was it. Yeah, the only thing
Battlefront 2.
It's just that the fucking online was so laggy back then, bro. Like original Xbox. Like,
Yeah, but it was still playable.
well,
I had fun
they
with it.
put it out for the Switch. It's, you know, I know they put that one out. I think they put it out for every console. I think, I'm not sure. I know they had it out for Switch, and I think it probably could be fun. But
Yeah.
I did used to have fun with that game. Good stuff.
I'm gonna sample a bunch of shoegaze music and chop it up.
It's cool.
And steal it.
Speaking of showgaze, man, whatever happened to your with the buddy? What's his name? Rich? Like not Richard, but the other guy. He was a big guy.
Yeah. Yeah, Richie.
Yeah, Richie.
Still
there.
talk to him.
Okay, cool. How's he doing?
It's like, oh, he's good.
All
It's
right.
like a school teacher.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, he's just a dude.
Huh. Did you expect that?
Because, well, yeah, he had a degree.
Oh,
He's the only one of us who went to college.
whoa.
And, well, he was like a jock, right?
Yeah. So he kind of.
Yes. So, yeah, so he went to college. I mean, he got like an English degree or something, but if you don't mind being around children and shit,
Yeah.
you can make a teacher salary with that. I think you just have to have the degree, and then the school kind of pays for you, or they put you on the clock, and they're paying for your like certification, so you can be a full-on teacher.
Right.
So I think he went through something like that. It sounds like hell to me, but
Yeah.
if you have the temperament for it, there's like worse jobs, I'm sure.
Yeah. That's wild, bro.
Yeah, man.
I just remember him being a part of Super Robot Party forever, you know? Or being the guy, Super Robot Party.
He still does something music. I think he plays like at a church. Like one of these churches with like worship music. I'm not super into that, but
Yeah.
I'm sure they mean well.
Well, everybody goes, you know, I think a lot of people go, you know, that route just to play music still, you know?
Yeah, I just have a problem with like mega churches in general.
Yeah. I actually joined well, I didn't want to say I joined. There's a whole story to that one. But, we did we kind of go to a Baptist church that we've been going to.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty good, man. They get a really awesome freaking band, dude. It's incredible.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Hmm?
I don't like that at all.
When they have an awesome band?
No, I don't like secular music in church.
Oh, okay.
I think it's offensive.
Oh.
I mean, I don't care if people do it. Me personally, I would walk out of a church. Yeah, when we buried my granddad during COVID, he was one of those grandparents that got COVIDed and died alone and all this shit. That was a church I grew up in, but it was like old Pasadena. And they've since turned into a real like, you know, coffee cart worship music, like real namby-pamby kind of religion. Like it was a real hard line when I was there.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was depressing. I wish there was a good Orthodox church, but everything around here is from the Greek Orthodoxy.
Greek, exactly. I looked into that myself, and that's all I could find myself. Yeah.
And I saw too much. Do you know who Jay Dyer is?
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched a lot of his videos on. He's Orthodox.
Yeah. Him and a lot of those crew, actually a lot of those guys that were like, because he talks about a lot of esoteric stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and a lot of those guys that were like former, you know, bad time guys, they all went, you know, Orthodox with their religions.
Well, he's a pretty sharp guy.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just him, it was other ones. They're talking about the the Greek Orthodox Church has, or at least the one in America. I don't know about the original Greek Orthodox, but the Greek Orthodox of America, that organization has a lot of like Freemasonry kind of woven into it or whatever.
Yeah,
is what people contend, and I'm like, that's not for me. But there's not like a Russian Orthodox or any of those anywhere near me.
right.
I'm just super leery about the false shepherd, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
And if I understand it correctly, that's like the closest you can get to the original church, because I don't really have a problem with Catholicism until after a certain point in their history.
Yeah.
And they deviated from the orthodoxy or whatever.
Yeah.
All the papal supremacy stuff, and there was some sort of sticking point about the nature of the Trinity.
Well, did you see the crazy footage from the Pope's funeral, bro?
No, I didn't watch any of that.
Oh my God, bro! Like, so, well, before the funeral, like a week before or something like that, maybe 2 weeks, I don't know. He did some kind of, I guess you could, in quotations, ritual, where they opened a bunch of gates, and they're supposed to be portals within the Vatican. It was really creepy, bro. Anyway, he gets wheeled up to some door, because he's in a wheelchair, right? And these people from inside open the doors, but check it out, dude. Like, they showed the people from, like, got caught on camera from the sides, right? And supposedly they didn't have ears, bro. They're like bald-headed guys. They didn't have ears.
Yeah, there's some foul shit going on in there.
Yeah, dude. It was.
I don't understand how rank and file Catholics are down with this shit.
I don't know, bro.
Especially with this last pope, they were pretty aggressive with it.
Yeah.
He was bringing like false, foreign idols into the Vatican and all this kind of shit.
Yep, the bull, like they had like the golden bull or Moloch or whatever outside the freaking the Vatican, like on display. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, just and Catholics are just cool with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what I could never understand.
I mean, I guess we're the only ones like seeing this stuff or something, man. I don't get it.
I mean, they're out there. You see, some people do complain about it, but
yeah, just
that you would think it would be a real common issue for Catholics. Like,
yeah.
Hey, we need to talk about what's going on here. But of course, I mean, I'm not just surrounded by. Well, there's a lot of Catholics here on this side of the ship show.
Yeah.
I mean, where I grew up, it was all Baptist, but Catholics are well represented in my part of town.
Right.
But yeah, they don't seem to. I mean, her folks don't really have a real strong. Yeah, he's we're not crazy about everything he's doing. It's like, yeah, but it's a step beyond that at this point. Like the crazy shit he's doing now.
Did I tell you that a while back ago I went to church with my mom, and we all did whatever, and the priest there was a priest that was been there since I was a kid, and he's always getting on to my mom about being single and stuff, and saying that how bad she was for being divorced and all that kind of stuff, old school,
Yeah, Catholic.
Yeah, and so give me 1 second here. That's pretty good. That's good.
And they never should have bent from that, but they have.
Right.
I'm not saying whether it's even right or wrong, but that was the faith, and now all of a sudden it's not the faith. Like, where did that decision come from?
Right.
That's the stuff where I'm like, no, I'm not. Whatever's happened after a certain point, that's all the work of man, and I don't trust. You can trust nothing less than the works of man. You know what I mean?
You got that right. Yeah.
So I just have a dilemma because I can't say I'm religious because I can't find a religion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm super Christian. I just don't know where to go for the community. But at the same time, I'm also like have like a kind of anti-social shit going on.
Yeah.
Like I don't like being around people.
Yeah.
I like to avoid it when I can. I can't do small talk.
Yeah.
This has become a problem late in life for me.
Yeah.
Because unless I'm talking, I don't want to talk to more than one person and have an actual conversation with them.
Right.
Then I don't like sitting in a room full of people and everybody's like waiting for their turn to say some stupid shit.
Yeah.
That's like I get up and walk out of the room.
Yo.
But the problem is at work.
You got to.
That's my whole job.
Well,
There's just a bunch of jackasses in a room trying to fucking jibber jabber.
Yeah, and you gotta feign interest.
No, but I don't. See, that's the problem because people think I'm a dick. I'm like, nah, man, I got no beef with anybody, but I'm not gonna pretend like I'm interested in what you guys are talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's not interesting. Like, you want to come talk to me about Star Trek or some shit? We can go all night.
Right.
But I mean, other than that, that's not going to happen with these people. But or like 80s movies or music or some shit. Like, let's get it on. But
right.
Like daily anecdotes about shit that happened to some person I don't know. Unless it's something outrageous, like really gross or like the most funny thing that ever happened to a person.
Yeah.
I'll listen to those kind of stories, but just to like catching me up on the day-to-day of your extended family, like I'm not into that.
Yo. Bro, so, you know, I know you read like The Art of War, right? Didn't you go through that? No, you didn't.
I never read that.
Okay, but you just know some stuff that was set off of that, right?
Sure.
Let me ask you this, man. Have you ever looked into or read the Bible?
No.
Okay.
I don't again, I don't necessarily trust the translation. And besides that, it's not written very well.
Yeah.
It's not an easy read.
Yeah.
So I can't stay focused when I read it.
Yeah.
But I would give it more effort if I was certain of the authenticity of that particular book.
Right. Well, I've kind of read, gone through, read obviously both of them, and
motherfucker.
There's this stuff I come across lately, bro, and it was really weird stuff, bro. Have you ever heard of like the Book of Enoch and that whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the one that were found within the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Yes, I've heard of it.
Okay, so do you know the story and how it?
No.
Okay, so get this, bro. This is like, there's a few of these stories that and things that kind of like are filled in. They kind of fill in the rest of in between. Like the Bible kind of, it seems like it kind of jumps. The different stories or whatever. They're not really like, for as long as it is, it feels like it jumps a lot. And the one thing I always thought, bro, okay, what, original sin and stuff was born when, Adam and Eve and, the fruit and all that mess, right? But,
yes.
But how, the one thing I can never understand is like, where did the demons come from? And that's where the Book of Enoch kind of like comes in, bro. It fills that in, right? So, what we know as demons, bro, is like, okay, so you know about the Nephilim, right? That was something that was mentioned in the Bible, and that happened whenever.
Yeah, I always assumed all this shit was like interdimensional,
right?
Whatever.
Well, not supposedly. I'm gonna just say that as far as the stories are told, and I'm like, the Enoch's not canon, so I'm not gonna like whatever. But I would say supposedly just because of of what this thing says, and that's not canon, whatever. But okay, so I mean, you were a coast to coast guy, right? And I know you're not a George Snorri guy, but a lot of times they would always talk about the Watchers. You ever hear about that stuff?
I usually didn't listen when it was religious.
Okay. So the Watchers basically were, when, let's say God made us, made man. And
I thought the Watchers was like a CIA child sex ring
no,
or something.
that was the Finders. The Finders cult.
Finders.
Yeah, so the Watchers were basically whenever dang it. Sorry man, trying to not get killed at the same time. Where you shoot me from, bro? Anyway, when God put man here, he sent like a group of angels down to kind of like, guide us along, make sure that, we didn't do anything too crazy, whatever, right? But what ended up happening is like, these watchers, these angels that were sent down to kind of like guide us or whatever, they started like digging the women, and they started seeing like that people were, taking wives and all that kind of stuff, and after a while they were like, we want wives, right? And
yeah, white women are the shit.
anyway, so they end up well, the leader basically says, they all just agree with each other that they want wives, but obviously God's not going to be down with it, and that they're like, well, if we do this, I don't want to take all the heat on my own. We're gonna need to band up, and basically they made a pact that if one goes down, they all go down, right? And so they decided to do this. They take the wives, and from the wives come the giants, right? The how there was a giant, that David and Goliath, all that mess, right? Well, before that, man, they did these Watchers had.
This is on that Hedwig song.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, the Origin of Love.
Okay. Well,
Pretty good soundtrack, actually.
Right. No, you got that right. But what ends up happening is they end up God gets worry of it. Anyway, so they come down, they take wives. The wives that they're taking, dude, once these guys decide they're gonna do this, they go all the way, man. They start teaching them forbidden stuff, how to work with metals, and create weapons, and and war starts up. They teach them they got the beautifying of the eyelids, which is makeup, magic, cutting of roots. Everything that we've known today is pretty much based on what that these things brought down, and told and taught the people. I think maybe the Canaanites caught a lot of it, bro, because how after that Cain and Abel thing, and he killed his brother, that dude was kind of cast out, and then next thing he creates this humongous village or city, whatever, and how do you do that after you get kicked out of your city with nothing but a woman, So anyway, so they teach all the ill stuff to these people. The women that they took get taught witchcraft, all kinds of ill stuff, bro. And then eventually God's like, dude, I'm not gonna tolerate this guy. He talks to a guy named Enoch, who's a good man around that time, and he basically calls him up and to go basically be the intermediary between him and these Watchers, and to let them know that God's no longer going to tolerate this, So he brings them up to they call them 10 different heavens, So in every heaven, there were basically the rebellious ones, the ones that the fallen angels that were kind of cast out of heaven and were waiting in a certain heaven as a punishment. But these and a different anyway, I'm jumping around. But anyway, these they're told
yeah, tighten this shit up, man.
Yeah, okay. So these guys are told that you're gonna get punished, right? You're gonna get punished, and your kids, which are those giants, this is when he started planning the flood, and he said that your kids are also gonna die, and not their souls, because they're blasphemous beings, they were not of God, that their souls are just gonna roam the earth forever and torment, I guess whatever's around, because they're not gonna know heaven, and basically he locked up all the fallen angels and put them under the Euphrates River, which is weird, bro, because like there was some weird stuff that came out, but I'll come back to that later. Anyway, they and then that's when he calls Noah. He basically tells Noah to build the ark and all that kind of stuff, floods the world, kills off everybody, or because of everything that got corrupted. Because not only were they did these, they made giants, bro, but these fallen angels started mixing like different, like remember the Egyptian gods that have like half bird head, half human body, stuff like that. A lot of that stuff was made because of that. They mixed animals with humans. And so you got a lot of like the, which makes sense where all these weird hieroglyphs from the Egyptians came from, And so there's a lot of abominations, stuff that had to be killed off. So the world was wiped. The giants died, and their spirits ran around to torment, because they're never going to go back to heaven. And those became what we know as demons, bro. So so when they tell you, like, you always hear, like, never talk to these disembodied spirits because they're evil, they're not good, and supposedly the people that die are like at a certain heaven, just kind of like waiting to be brought back on Judgment Day or whatever. Anyway, man, when I went back, when they were talking about the giants, oh man, I told you I was gonna come back to the story, and I totally forgot what it was. But anyway, man, that was it. That was pretty much it. I can't. My mind's kind of racing because I took so much information in, man. But that's the gist, and basically that's where all evil comes from. As far as like the stuff that we were taught, all these black magic and all that Crowleyan garbage, and that's why he had to do was like digging around in Egypt and getting all that information and that golden dawn and all that crap, and kids, and it's all that stuff was brought up that around that from that time.
Those are just a bunch of butt sex cults they tried to make sound witchy.
I know, dude. Like that
all that shit was.
That makes sense. Like where they were always trying to, sacrifice kids and shit, man. Like.
Yeah, people are more likely to let you bone them in the ass if they think it's some cosmic witchy shit, I guess.
Right. But it's disturbing, bro. But I mean, now that we come later in life, But dude, I tell you what, these stories, these stories from the Bible are way more supernatural or crazier as far as sci-fi goes. Not science fiction. I'm not saying that science fiction, but as far as science fiction goes, it's way more interesting.
Everything extra dimensional would appear to be magical.
Right.
So I don't. It's one of those things that can't be understood, because it's like that whole thing we start talking about dimensionality, where to a one-dimensional thing perceives this way, and then like a two-dimensional thing perceives the one-dimensional thing like it's just a line or something.
Yeah.
So like the further you get out, so we can't even perceive the next dimension or whatever.
Yeah.
A higher dimension, but I think there's cracks in it, and like a lot of phenomenon happens, but I don't know about intent and where's it coming from, like what's the point of it. I'll acknowledge that. I don't believe in ghosts. Because I've seen too much spirit photography where the ghost is wearing clothes. Like, that's not... Make it look like Casper, you might have something.
Mm-hmm.
But where you're just like an old lady with a dress on, like, that's not how ghosts work. Clothes don't transcend to the astral plane or whatever.
I know, it's nothing good, man. I think it's always like something trying to mess with you, to trick you, and that's what these things do, dude. You know, it's the original. Supposedly, like when go ahead.
People aren't super cool about being unsure of things, so someone can tell you for certainty something you want to believe, but you don't know it's true or not.
Right.
People are open to those sorts of suggestions.
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's any other con. It's like probably the oldest con game there is.
Right. Anyway, man, books like that just kind of they fill in the gaps, which, you know. I mean, honestly, bro, I wish I was one of those where, you know, like that Leonard Cohen vibe, you know, song says, like, I wish, you know, like my faith was strong, but I needed proof. I wish I could just believe, bro. Like, but I was always someone that had to look into shit, you know, like I can never just take your word for it.
The way I take it, it's not so much about believing; it's about acknowledging.
Yeah.
But we're not the smartest people in the world. No. I think it's a futile thing to spend a lot of time thinking about if it's ultimately something you won't understand till the very end. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Getting into the lawyer talk of the whole experience. Just, I think it's safe to say, like, don't be a fucking piece of shit and be accepting to whatever comes next. Yeah. You gotta do the best you can. And then in that moment, hopefully you think like, well, I think I did it pretty okay. Yeah. No one does it perfect. I don't think that's something you can strive for. Because if perfect, if you have to be perfect to get there, I might as well say fuck it, because that's not gonna happen. I did some wild shit in my day. But telling it to a pedophile priest, I don't think.
Right.
Would take it away, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or a priest of any clergy that would condone such a thing.
Yeah.
And Protestantism's so fucking wacky and like candy ass.
What's up with Protestantism, bro? Like, I think that's what Adam went into.
It's
not sure.
I mean, anything that's not any Christian denomination that's not Catholic is Protestant.
Okay, and what do you know? I kind of looked into it, man. What do they?
I mean, there's endless. Basically, it's any like, you know, Mormons are a Protestant religion, or they think of themselves as a Protestant religion.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I mean, that just means you're not Catholic or Orthodox. All that is Orthodox is a whole lot. By far the most based clergy I've seen. Because they're usually Chads. They've got, like, you know, 10 kids. They don't like any fruity bullshit.
Yeah.
They don't think women should be whores.
Well, yeah.
I'm real sick of, like, whorish women.
Yeah, but they're everywhere now, bro. You know, that's one thing. Man.
I think they all need to go to, like, a Sharia law boot camp for, like, 5 years.
Yeah.
I think that would straighten them all out. All right, then you come back. Behave yourself. Like, maybe what you have is not so bad. That's like the dissatisfaction of, like, their life. Like, I'm just talking mainly white women here because those are the ones I know. Yeah. Just all the psychiatric drugs and stupid ass causes, like no understanding of economics or, you know, geopolitical shit, or like what it means when you say, like, yeah, let's go get in there and kick Russia out of Ukraine. Like, that's a stupid thing to say, like, in a cavalier kind of way. You know what I mean? That's the end of civilization. Yeah. If that scenario plays out.
Right. Like,
nothing else matters. And just war hawks in general. Like, I'm real anti-war.
Yeah.
There's almost no reason that I could justify having a war. And if there was a war, it should be total war. Like, we're gonna figure out who wins and who loses, like, very quickly.
Right.
Because we have the capability to do that. And if anything we have to go to war for is worth going to war over, it needs to be in like brutally and quickly. Like all this whole like defense contracting like regime change, and now you're like you have a presence over there and you're just like facilitating all that. It's gross.
Yeah, the death machine, bro.
I'm a big fan of just isolationism. I don't think it'll happen, but if we can kind of like get this hemisphere in line,
yeah,
and like this is a America town over here, you can go just whatever you guys want to do over there, just knock yourselves out, because we could be self-sufficient as the whole like North and South America.
Yeah,
like you wouldn't need to even entangle any of this shit because none of it really matters. Because I don't know, I don't like this whole global. I'm like, oh, this fucking fuck off country has a problem. Like we need to get involved with this. Like fuck them. You like either shouldn't have run their mouth or whatever. Definitely nothing worth.
When do you think we?
I can't see having a kid and saying, yeah, it's cool. It's cool with me and my kid goes and dies from this thing.
Right.
Unless it was something very, very important.
Well,
that hasn't happened in my lifetime.
Well, speaking of which, man, like, did you hear that as far as like the military, the military recruitments are almost like done for the year. Like,
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, like the people finally want to join the army now, which it wasn't like that during the.
I really think we're about to shore some shit up over here.
Yeah. I hope
I don't
so,
think
bro.
I don't think there's any other way to see like the pieces they're moving.
Yeah.
I don't think we're trying to sprawl all over the place, but I think this part of the world is about to get put in line, I think.
Yeah.
Which needs to be done. I don't mean like, forcibly put in line, but if you see this wave of populism that's going on in South America right now, like El Salvador, these kind of places, they all have like their version of Trump.
Yeah.
Who has like the populist message.
Yeah, it got real popular all of a sudden,
Yeah, it's good. It's
people are tired of getting screwed over, bro. Like,
yeah.
And it comes in waves, unfortunately. People have it too good, and then they forget.
Man, I pay like $70,000 in taxes.
Mm-hmm.
That's insane. That's what I pay in taxes. That's not my whole salary.
Damn.
That's an insane amount of money.
That's from all the money you're making, though, man.
Yeah, I know, but that's my point. What's my return? What am I getting for that?
Yeah.
It's funding a lot of shit that it shouldn't be, which is fine. I'm doing just fine, but just the principle of the thing. It's like you're real careless with all this money that you're taking from me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So especially like I mean that's the whole. Don't really have a lot to say about the current thing because like we've kind of all known this shit was happening. Like all this NGOs and all that kind of shit.
Give me 1 second. Babe, I hear you. No, I'm not. Yes. I hear you. What do you think that? What do you think is something that we need to intervene in if it came to it?
Nothing comes off the top of my head. I think that sort of thing is very rare occurrence. You might never see it in several lifetimes when there's a reason to go to war, like a good reason to go to war.
Right. Give me a second, bro. Hey, bro. You there? Yeah, I'm gonna have to call it, bro.
All right.
All right, man. Take it easy, bro.
Later.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm.